Here we go. Who the hell are you, man? Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
We are the knights!
Hold on to your butt.
And now for something completely different.
Hello out there, and welcome to the Knights of Nerditude podcast for all things nerd. I am your host, Sean, and I'm here with...
Back in the 80s, I got really into erotic art. It's Sam.
I fell in a void, and all I found was Morbius reruns.
And on our Skype hotline, we're joined with...
Hippos are great. It's Chris.
All right. Yes, hippos are great, Chris.
Did you get, hit in the head at some point? Sounds like something you would say if a mule kicked you in the head. Hippos are great.
Or just watching random TV shows.
That's true. So yes, that is kind of like the title of this episode, random TV shows. It's all TV. We really don't have much for movies to talk about, which is fine, I think. But yeah, so we got, was it Outer Range, Moon Knight? We got a trailer to discuss, but let's...
It's a movie trailer.
It is a movie trailer, and we will see it, I promise. So let's start off with news, guys. All right. So, Chris, you want to lead the news?
Oh, of course I do.
Yes.
For the the most deja vu moment I've had in a long time, I open up my news feed, and all of a sudden it says Ezra Miller gets arrested in Hawaii for... Who cares?
Oh, no, it matters what he did.
He gets... Oh, wait, this one was assault and battery. Yep.
Yes.
So
he
this
threw
one
a
was
chair
assault.
at a woman's head.
And cut her head open, yeah.
Didn't this also involve him breaking into a place?
That was the last time.
Yeah,
he did
so
it.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at this article, and I'm like...
Wait, which
so
last time?
did he get arrested? And because I'm looking at this a couple days ago, I'm like, did he get arrested? Didn't it happen like a week ago?
Yeah.
To find out, 2 weeks ago, he got arrested again for entering a home and violating a restraining order or something like that.
He had a restraining order. He had a restraining order placed against him at that point.
I thought 2 weeks ago was the bar fight.
There was a bar fight involved. He did a lot 2 weeks ago.
He did.
He's a very busy man for somebody who's not doing their job.
He entered the speed force of battery, is what he did.
Remember, this is the guy who won the Oscar for greatest cinematic moment of all time.
Yeah, he let's put it this way: he couldn't phase out of a jail cell to avoid being arrested again.
Yeah,
Which
so,
I don't know if he was arrested twice. Either way,
here's my concern. When's he going to take this to a different state? Seriously,
Hawaii.
old news here.
Take it out of the road,
Not
man.
to California. I feel like that's normal in California. Go somewhere new.
Isn't this Hawaii?
It is Hawaii.
It's
Yeah,
Hawaii.
such a tranquil place to get into two separate
Right?
violent altercations.
Right?
Don't you think after the first one, your agent would be like, "All right, let's kind of get away from Hawaii for a couple weeks."
Yeah,
nope, he's been there for like a month.
Yeah.
How about, what do you think of Palm Springs?
Yeah. Go to Florida.
Right?
It's fine. Like
They'll
everybody's
pay
on
you
bath
to
salts anyway.
fight a gator.
So this is
Dubai, anywhere.
let's tie this all into the
The Speed Force?
No. Like let's tie this into a few things here, because there is another celebrity in the news who's also been having some legal trouble, and he actually has gotten dropped from movies, where apparently this one, Ezra Miller, has not gotten dropped from any movies.
Well, that's a question I wanted to bring up. So
let's-
Warner Brothers has discussed dropping Ezra Miller, so he still has The Flash coming out.
Well, there's two things,
and he's in the
Flash.
Fantastic Beast movies.
Yeah, Fantastic Beast is it's not doing well in the box office
No.
compared to the other two.
Or
in
all
this
of them in
trilogy
general.
so far. Well, those are like a separate. I'm looking at those separate. But it's the lowest of the three, and supposedly there's supposed to be 5. But,
Yeah.
After Johnny Depp had his issues and he got dropped, Ezra Miller now has his issues, is he going to be dropped? We're essentially like losing cast members at a pretty decent clip here to make me think that maybe we're not going to get a Fantastic Beasts 4 and 5. But
Probably not.
that's not like
Yeah.
the bigger question is, does The Flash get released? Number one, does it get released? Which I still think is yes, because I think they're done.
Yeah.
Right? They're done.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe they're done.
There's no way it doesn't get released.
yeah,
So
it's getting released.
The question is now, is it released to theaters? Or is
Yeah,
it
oh, yeah.
released
No,
direct to HBO Max?
I think that's fair. I would still probably say
theaters,
theaters.
100% theaters. This is it. There's too much money behind this to just be like, yeah, we're just gonna release it on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Like there's too much talent. There's too much riding on.
And that
this.
was such a huge thing too to do that for all of like last year. Like they used like a lot of capital. Plus that guy's gone, so like they can't even do it now. So well, doesn't mean they can't do it, but probably won't. The guy whose idea it was is like fired because they just did like a big merger with Warner Brothers HBO.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
So I guess another question that could potentially create a I don't want to say a conflict of interest, but a little like, is this really happening? When it does get released, are they going to let Ezra Miller promote the movie?
No.
And I think
No,
that,
it's going to be
Affleck,
Keaton.
Well, I think it depends. If this stuff really dies down, yes.
And isn't it just him getting into a fight? I mean, like I know
twice.
It's been a lot,
yeah, no, for
but
sure.
it's violence.
I mean,
like,
if
it's
you
not just like
if
fist
you
fights.
read about it, it's a lot.
Yeah.
But like layman who probably just hears this through the grapevine, I don't know how much they're gonna care.
I mean, I feel like on the cancelability spectrum, just beating the shit out of somebody, kind of just pedestrian.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Like no,
But
like,
then-
like really,
but-
like there's nothing that's like super hot button about it, other than him just clearly being a scumbag.
Yeah, but then again, it's also, we just had this thing happen a few weeks ago where
Right,
You
and all
know-
the stuff with Army Hammer too. Like he's more or less done, and
Yeah.
you know, I don't even know. Like, didn't you just like joke about eating somebody or something? Like what?
I
Yeah,
don't know.
he didn't joke about it. Like he talked about like being. Remember, this guy
Isn't this
is
like a fetish of his?
Yeah.
Where it's like faux cannibalism?
yes, and like there's leaked like emails about him talking about it,
Which would be fine, but you mix it with all the pedophilia and stuff.
and the fact that
Well,
like he's
alleged,
also
we're
a
just
like
gonna-
he's also like a trillionaire's grandson, so like
Yeah.
it gets a little like too hostile esque like going on there. Like oh,
Right?
rich
He's
guy.
got the money to make it weird.
Yeah, oh yeah. Like he has the money and the power to make it happen, and like that's the creepy thing.
Yeah. Anyway, so
get-
yeah, I don't think we're gonna. You know, I think the Flash universe is probably dead.
Yeah,
Incredible, just the universe itself, just conspiring for this to never happen.
Right,
The Flash
right,
movie.
I know.
You
And,
know,
and to take out Fantastic Beasts while it's at it.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
at some point, it's like Michael Keaton's just gonna say something awful, and then it's just where they're gonna have to just take it off the market. You know. It's like the ship can only survive so many holes before it just goes underwater. But you know, we'll see. When is this movie coming out?
End
The
of
Flash?
this year.
End of this year? Oh God.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean,
if Ezra
probably
Miller
but-
doesn't do anything else before the end of the year, I feel like, okay, they're in the clear. But one more thing,
Based on
especially
his
if it's
track
like
record,
2
though.
months from now,
If
or like a couple months down the road.
This is literally, by the way, that like, you know that Facebook meme where it's like, you can stay in this house, you get $700 million, and you can't eat food the whole time, or something like that. Like, do you do it? This is like Ezra Miller. You get like $2 million, but you can't go to bars for a year. Do you do it?
Well, I would assume nowadays with the slap heard around the world, there's got to be some contract language written in where it's if you kind of
Yeah, I'm sure, but like that was a long
have
time ago.
run-ins. Yeah, I'm sure there has to be like I don't want to say personality clause, but like a what kind of clause, like a social.
Yeah, I
issue.
forget what those are called.
I forget what it's called. You're right though. You know what I mean, right? There's
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
Where if
It's
you
like
act,
the "don't be an a-hole" clause, really.
yeah,
Did
exactly.
you guys hear about the Tonys? What they did? They had to specify.
Oh, yeah.
that physical violence will not be tolerated.
Yep.
Really?
Yes, they did.
In their program.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Looking at you, Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. Anyway, Flash may or may not happen in November, so we'll see.
It'd be funny if this just ends up with the guy from the TV show Flash becoming Flash.
Dude, I can't. I would love it.
I'd
sign me
prefer
up.
that.
Sign me up.
I've hated Ezra Miller since the beginning.
The Flash is the week before Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, so it could be moved. It could.
Well,
very
remember when they had that movie with Kevin Spacey was supposed to be John Paul Getty?
Yeah, and they
all the money in the world.
They redid all of it,
but he's like a side. But he's not like the main guy in it. You know? It's like how can you redo it when it's like the main character? Even though these things are all on green screen, it's probably way easier than it would have been to axe a leading man out of a blockbuster from 20 years ago. But yeah. Anyway, I think we probably spent enough time talking.
Yeah,
about
we
this.
did. We did.
Oh yeah.
Can we get?
Let's talk streaming wars.
Let's get one more movie thing real quick before we get streaming. So big thing to me, and this really just bothered me. Sony postponed Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Part 1.
You mean
Part 1. So they postponed it from, it was supposed to be later this year to June of next year.
okay?
Really irritated me. And more or less, I think it was the way the article was written. It said, but don't fret. Be excited because they announced a Part 2 release date. I'm like, what? Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
I don't care. It's coming out after the first one. Just give me the damn first one.
Did they give you a reason why they postponed it?
No.
All right. There's got to be a legit reason.
So
might be
I'm
like
not
they just
terrified.
didn't like the weekend they were up against.
Yeah, like push it
Clearing
back
out for
to a week.
Morbius.
Maybe. They were going up against nothing. They were the only October 1st, and then Halloween Ends. They were the first movie. They were the first blockbuster in October, and then Halloween Ends, and then the Flash after that in November. So they truly had nothing.
There could also have been issues with the post production
It
process.
could have been, but that's
It could be also like they're like you mentioned that Part 2 is like maybe they're like we want to finish most of Part 2 before we release this. That way we know what we're putting out there will fit with whatever we're working on with Part 2.
Could be, but like they announced this, they announced Madam Web is coming up, and then
I saw that Madam Web is going to be in.
Craven the Hunter. We knew that anyway.
Yeah, we knew Craven was going to be there.
They're just absolutely milking the most popular element of the MCU just for everything it has.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's almost
Sony.
like half off to them. And like Sony, somebody put it this way, like Sony doesn't give like a shit if it's a good enough movie.
Oh, no.
Like at least like the MCU, they'll try to make it like salvageable.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit. They're
No.
just like
They don't care.
They are strip mining Spider-Man for all he's worth. And
Yeah.
it's kind of just hilarious to me.
They've
but-
hit 2 nuggets. One of them was actually thanks to the MCU.
Yeah.
right.
And the other one they just stumbled upon into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, but that's now we can get into streaming. There's a lot that happened.
Yeah, actually, late breaking news today. Not exactly in our purview, but the CNN streaming service ends after less than a month. Which, damn! But
I didn't even know it
What
existed.
was even on that? What was on that?
It was
news?
it was weird to me because CNN is like of the 3 major cable news network, the most broad, and they release like a niche product, like like something like. Oh, everybody kind of sort of watches this for 10 minutes. Let's give them something they can pay $20 a month for.
Yeah.
So they got rid of that after a downturn. Speaking of downturns, the big news, which a lot of people are like, watch what happens here. Netflix globally lost 200,000 subscribers. Admittedly, they like pulled out of Russia, and there was a bunch of
That hurt.
other thing going on. But I guess they lost 600,000 domestically. So
But
yeah.
that's not the word. That's like not the thing that triggered it. It's
What triggered it?
It's Netflix for the begin up to that announcement. They said that they were expecting to gain throughout that quarter 2.5 million subscribers.
Ouch.
and that is a huge difference to what they actually lost, what they net lost.
Oh, I mean,
So,
yeah, it's a big miss. But
That's
I mean,
a huge miss. And then they that same day they announced next quarter they expect to lose 2 million more. So
the forecast is like real, and that's what they're saying now. So
yeah,
I mean, I know I personally have stopped paying for Netflix, just because there's
So it's
nothing
your
on
fault.
at the moment. Yeah, well, no, but see, Sam, the story is real because because I did what the story said. Like everyone is doing this now. You know what I mean? Like no one actually has Netflix anymore because I didn't, and then I saw a story about it.
yeah.
how
So
it works.
it's not like it's I love just because I look at this every day. Like I almost love when companies lose in one day. In this case, overnight, they lost the market value of essentially a small country. So there's like 7 African countries. Like they lost that market value of the entire GDP of those countries overnight.
Yeah, it's stunning. They were like $700 a share in like I think November, and now it's like $250 or something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't check where, but yeah, it's been substantial.
It was nuts. So it dropped $100 a share overnight, and that's crazy. But it doesn't bode well when the next article I saw, it's Stranger Things cost $30 million per episode to make, and I'm just like, oh god.
The problem is, and I know I've started to talk about Netflix a lot, and there's still a lot of stuff I like on there. None of it's currently coming out, so I'm like, why am I paying for it?
Right.
And to be honest, too, it's a monthly subscription.
Yep.
Can jump in, stick my feet in the water. It takes like a second to do. Turn it on, turn it off.
Yeah.
But I just feel like there's a lot to watch. Not a lot of it is like compelling enough to be like I can't cancel.
Yeah.
I mean, like it did bum me out to be like, oh, I can't just throw on The Irishman for 30 minutes whenever I want. But like
As one normally does.
Yeah, to fall asleep.
that wasn't sarcastic at all for me. But anyway, yeah. But besides that, it's like, yeah, whatever. I could G Netflix for 4 months and come back for a month and get a good shot.
Well, all
of
you
it.
have to do is wait for we talked about it a few months ago. Like Netflix has that ability to find the next thing,
Right.
and everybody's attached to it for like a month,
Right.
and like all you have to do is wait for that to happen. And be like, all right, I'll check it out.
Okay, I'll subscribe for Squid Game.
Yeah.
And then I'm out a month later.
Yeah, and like it's all dropped at the same time, so you don't have to worry about waiting each episode to come
Right.
out. And at the same time too, with Netflix, it's like they release things all the time. You don't know what's gonna stick until it blows up on the internet, and by the time it blows up on the internet, it's like odds are you haven't seen it.
Right.
Like who actually sits down and watches everything? Like eventually it creates buzz, and when you hear about it, that's when you're like, all right, I'll go in and check it out, I guess.
Did you guys see there was an article that released, I think I forget what the name of it was, but Real Good released a kind of price comparison for how much a streaming service costs versus the content that you're getting. Mm-hmm. So they tallied up all like in totality, the most movies out there is Prime. The most movies, and then
Right.
Netflix, HBO, and then they even broke it down further, where it's like the movies for like 8+ on IMDb were HBO Max, and then they broke it down, further per dollar. So like Prime Video has the most high-rated movies per dollar spent.
Yeah. No, I think Prime always has been that. Prime has had like good
Yeah.
selection of movies. The TV shows, although we'll get to one later, haven't really grabbed me so much. I'm still going through Reacher, but it's like this is just fine, it's not.
I've always struggled with Amazon Prime
Yeah.
shows.
Like I know the only one I've really liked is like Fleabag, and that's like definitely a not for everybody kind of show. Amazon is like tough
Because like Amazon had what, Carnival Row, which was like
Yeah.
okay, but like it got old.
Wasn't there
fast.
some other sci-fi
The Boys,
show? Well, The Boys is very popular.
It's
I mean,
very-
none of us are. Well, I shouldn't say us.
Chris, you watched The Boys,
Yeah.
right?
I watched the first season. Yeah.
Yeah. So you haven't seen the second or was it
Nah, it didn't. It
Third
didn't
is-
keep me.
People are really into the boys though.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I mean, we're gonna have this Lord of the Rings show. That's obviously their biggest by
and
far.
it's not looking good.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not like
We'll see. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, no,
but,
I just
has a-
buzz around it.
it has a decent. So it has the boys. It has the Expanse. It had Grand Tour, which
Yeah.
is
Oh, yeah,
essentially
that's right.
Top Gear. It has the
Yeah.
boys. It had Jeremy Clarkson farming, whatever that was.
Which
that was
people
huge.
love.
I heard
People
that was
love
pretty
that.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked it, but like people love that. And then you have the Jack Ryan stuff. Clifford the Big Red Dog is an original
Was that really an original Prime?
series. But
Oh,
it's
okay.
just I think it's an original series.
Vox Machina. You guys.
Yeah,
really like
yeah,
Yeah.
like you got a decent slate here.
Prime is also weird to me because it's the least economic of them. Because it's like, well, I just get it with this other thing from Amazon that I would get that has nothing to do with my viewing habits.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
like if I had to separately pay for Prime, that actually
Man-
would be kind of a tough one.
Like I always
Man in the
forget
High
they have
Castle.
shows.
Oh yeah, like the Prime is always like the last thing I look at because I'm always like, oh yeah, I got Prime.
but it actually always has like a pretty good, solid movie slate. Like,
yeah.
like maybe it's just because the series are so weak that it's like, oh yeah, the movies are good. But yeah, I feel like from what I've watched, I've seen from like Hulu, not so much Paramount Plus lately. Definitely not great marks for the Halo shows, but the Taylor Sheridan two so far have been decent. But yeah, no, I mean like HBO, just like the Max original, not even the HBO, has like had like two really really good shows in the last 6 months for me, and like Netflix just doesn't. I just don't get there. I mean, maybe like Squid Game would have been the last one,
Yeah.
but
I do find myself going to HBO Max first now.
Yeah.
welcome to the purple side.
Yeah, right. Well, the key that for me with HBO Max is they have Cartoon Network,
Oh yeah,
which is huge. Like, because like I mean, there's shows on there that are like, geared more towards older like adults, but it's still a cartoon.
They have Samurai Jack on there.
I think they do.
'Cause I was thinking about.
Yeah,
I
gotta-
never sat down and watched.
I got to sit down and rewatch Samurai Jack. It's a great show.
that's what I'm thinking too. Like when they, finally like they closed the Discovery merger, and when they finally like integrate Discovery Now or whatever
Yeah.
it's called into
Plus, I think.
Discovery Plus into HBO Max, not HBO Now. When they
You know
finally
what?
integrate that, even if it's $5 more a month, it's like, oh, this is literally like really good stuff and a bunch of stuff I can watch like while I'm folding laundry.
Yeah,
you know?
it's kind of like nobody talks about it, but like now Nat Geo is with Disney.
right.
Like no one realizes this.
Well, Nat Geo was with Fox, and then when
Yeah.
No, I know, but like when Disney Plus came out,
But there's no reason they couldn't make that their own Discovery.
oh yeah, easily.
And I think isn't that the one where like they have like Obama like oh no, that's on Netflix doing like nature documentary
I don't know.
voiceovers
That's
like narration. Yeah, it's interesting.
So just
Tomorrow's
on
Earth Day.
HBO. HBO has this like awesome tendency to just insert these things into just added that I didn't know I needed, like the Tony Hawk documentary or this Spielberg documentary that came out.
Oh, the Spielberg. Yeah, that was a
Or-
while ago, but that was good. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was just like I mostly dabble in the just added section in HBO Max.
Oh, yeah.
because it's all
Yeah.
the stuff that just came in theaters or whatever it is. But they like randomly insert these things. Like I mean, I knew the Harry Potter thing was coming out, but like that was cool, and that's for me. That's 100% for me.
Yeah.
But then you run into things like Gaming Wall Street, which is about the GameStop
Oh yeah.
fiasco and rip off. So like I didn't know I needed that, but after I started watching, like I don't know where my life would be without this. It's just they I don't know. HBO is the first choice.
Yeah, it's
You gotta
honestly
go there
become.
first.
I sit down on my computer, or not my computer, my in my living room. I take up the remote. I say HBO Max.
There you go. I've been watching Tokyo Vice on there. Really good.
Yeah.
With,
Is that good?
Fellow,
Is that good?
Fellow semi-canceled leading man Ansel Elgort. It's
that's great.
really good though.
If there's anybody
really
who's
like
got
it.
like 1 foot out the door, 1 foot in the door, he's that guy.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like a contained story or if they're setting up a second season. I'm really hoping it's a contained story.
Oh, before I forget, I know none of you guys watch it, and I don't know why. It is actually a good reason to have Netflix every once in a while. But season 3 of Love, Death, and Robots was just announced for May, like end of May.
Okay.
It like if you've never seen it, but you like sci-fi,
Is this animated?
it's live action animated. It's like an anthology.
Okay.
With, I think David Fincher is one of the producers of it.
Oh, okay.
And it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like a bunch of random artists, writers, and whatnot. They just write a short story, and some of them are horror, some of them are hardcore sci-fi.
Yeah, it's like genre.
Yeah, it's all, but it's oh man, I cannot recommend if you like sci-fi. I cannot recommend this more.
Yeah.
I might have to be with John on the whole Netflix thing, though. I might.
Yeah, no, I
might do Stranger Things and then nix
Yeah.
it until Witcher season 3 comes out.
like
Yeah.
so our Sam and our sister actually showed me Love, Death, and Robots, and I remember my dad being like, "Oh yeah, you should check it out. It's pretty good." And it wasn't until I was like forced to sit down and watch it, I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!"
Yeah.
Like I cannot wait for this third season. Like oh my, like I've been dying for it, and like I started watching it last year. It's so good.
Chris, do you know what got announced as a sequel? Greyhound?
Yes, I saw that.
Oh yeah, they're doing like a like Band of Brothers.
Oh, that's a totally separate news, but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're that's like done filming, but
Yeah.
yeah. But no, they're making a direct sequel to Greyhound, which
Perfect.
is so like unnecessary, but like also just yes, give it to me.
Yeah. I was gonna say, sign me up. It's.
This time the sub flies.
Look, Sam.
I don't even know what it would
I
be.
I can't fathom. I can't stress this enough. Where it's probably the most Sam-worthy movie I've seen since we've been doing this podcast.
Yeah. It's not even like a matter of like the quality, it's just like as much as like without a doubt I know you'll like it.
Yeah,
It's certain. It's not without a doubt I know you're going to give it like between a 7.8 and an 8.2.
I don't know how I feel about that because I've seen like trailers of that. And I'm like, that looks kind of boring, but
no, it's not. It's not. But I think Sam's gonna be
like
critical of it.
I think
because
it'll be fine. I don't know if I'll love it.
the video quality will
Is
probably
8.2 a love? I don't know.
8.2
No,
would be a love.
Ooh,
I think he's gonna come in at 8.
all right.
8.
Maybe.
Eight's for me is like I really enjoyed this.
Okay. Maybe it's a 7.4 to an 8 is the confidence interval. Anyway,
I think it'll be over an 8.
we'll put it to the test at some point
One day.
when you guys get the Apple TV Plus subscription and I
Never
just
gonna happen.
kidnap you for a weekend and watch the like 48-hour free trial and just consume like all of Foundation and
Dude,
some of
I
these other shows.
I'd go over to the projector room and watch it together. Like I go do that
Greyhound.
to
All
get
right.
you guys. Oh yeah, definitely. That's a
I mean,
projector worthy movie.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm like scared of Foundation because it's like I'm a fan and I know I'm unpleasable. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if I'll enjoy this, even if
I
it's
still have
good.
yet to
I don't know
finish.
if
I
I'll
have
enjoy it.
one episode left, and I've yet to finish. And I got rid of my Apple Plus, so
Which is not giving me confidence in this series.
Oh,
it's
and For All Mankind too. Oh man, it's such a
Yeah.
Salem channel. It's incredible. Okay, I think we've. Oh no, well we've done our news, but we
Yeah.
do have to talk about an important trailer.
Yes, we do.
Thor:
Love and
Love
Thunder.
Love and Thunder. Had what's that? A teaser trailer?
It was a teaser. It was a teaser.
no. They labeled it as a teaser. It's a freaking trailer.
It's a trailer, but it's a teaser trailer.
But I don't know what's really going on, so I think that.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
to
I
me
think
is
a
like,
teaser. It's like it gave us a general vibe, but
Yeah.
I don't have any idea what the story
Yeah,
is.
Right.
this
Yeah.
one is more of a teaser trailer than most
actually
teaser trailers.
actually you're right. You're right. Reflecting back on it, I'm like, this is a true one because
Yeah.
it showed you the tone of the movie.
Yep.
It
Yeah,
gave
gives you
you
a little
zero
vibe.
plot. It gave you zero plot, and
Right.
it introduced a screenshot of the character that everybody knew was coming.
but not
that's
the
it.
one we all wanted.
yeah, not the one we were actually interested in seeing, which is Christian Bale.
I want to
which
see
is-
Gore,
Who's that?
the God Killer. That's who he is.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, you didn't get to see him.
Was it? Did we see his back like real quick?
I don't think so.
That wasn't him.
He's like a
Okay.
gray alien with like almost like Leku from like that Twi'leks have in Star Wars.
Oh, big.
And he has like
Yeah.
no nose, and he's
Oh.
just like an angry alien.
When are they going to do the whole? Oh, and I can shapeshift into a normal-looking man.
Like
They just add that to everything. So
like
like,
what they did in Ghost Rider with the with Blackout,
is that what?
Blackheart.
I didn't even realize they did that, but like, I would be
Was
shocked.
it Wes Bentley, like his character in
Oh,
that?
really?
How he's just
Okay.
like a human, like the whole time. It's like, that's not what he looks like in the comics. And then like Mephisto's just, oh God, what's his face?
Oh, what? I can't think of it either.
Oh my God, he's a famous actor.
Fonda.
Peter Fonda.
Peter Fonda.
Yeah, I was just like Peter Fonda. It's like, that's not what Mephisto looks like. But all right, I guess it's going to be Peter Fonda.
He's just a dude.
But you know what was awesome? Sam Elliott. Anyways, that's my little Ghost Rider corner.
Yeah.
Wow.
We'll do a Con classic on both of them someday.
I've actually never seen the sequel.
Nicolas Cage is in a Marvel movie, dude.
I know. He was
Wow.
almost Superman.
Which is
Remember
not
that.
surprising given
not
who
at all.
Nicolas Cage is.
Yeah. And, like, you know, the name.
Yeah, he's literally named after a Marvel character.
Well, not literal name, but
Yeah, what do you mean?
his last name's Coppola.
I know.
Yeah, no,
His
but his stage name
Oh,
is
yeah,
named after a Marvel character.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so where are we going with this? Does anybody have? I don't have any takes on this trailer.
I mean,
I'm in.
obviously, it's Taika Waititi again.
Looks like a fun time. And then,
Natalie
like,
Portman looks jacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Did,
mean,
did
good-
you see
good-
her at Comic-Con? Like, when they announced that she was going to be Lady Thor?
Yeah, she was not.
She was jacked.
oh,
Yeah,
was
she-
she?
Oh yeah, like she lifted
She
up the
already
hammer,
started.
and you could see the
I
definition.
didn't. I
in her
couldn't
arm.
tell at that because
Yeah.
that was a couple years ago.
I know.
And
She already
couldn't
started
tell.
training at that point,
yeah,
too.
like.
But
she
yeah,
was-
but like I've seen like there's like a picture of her on the set in which she
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
in costume,
Yeah.
but she looked jacked.
oh
Oh yeah.
So it's like, all right.
damn. Yeah, I'm
Look,
excited
give
for
me-
it. So
You gotta give me a good ending to Thor, though. Like that, you gotta have a good ending to that because it seems like they're gonna not write him off, but
eventually he'll be.
put him out to pasture. And
Yeah. Eventually he'll become like Odin and just like stop fighting,
Well, that's kind of looks like what's
Yeah,
going on
what's
here.
going
He's
on,
like, yeah, I'm done.
hanging it up. I'm done.
what do we expect the training montage to be? Like, because they're gonna get one. We're gonna get
already,
one.
Oh,
we already saw it in the
it,
trailer.
yeah.
We saw part of it, but we're gonna get a full
it's gonna
training
be great.
montage.
It's gonna be hysterical.
It's gonna be good. This is one of those where it's like I don't want to really think about it. I just know I'm gonna go see it
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'll enjoy it.
I think like
Yeah.
if the less I see of this, the happier I
Yeah.
think I'll be. I'm just really excited, like because I Thor is a character that can be hit or miss, as we've already seen, but in the right hands, Taika Waititi, it's definitely a success, and the more of that I get, the happier I will be.
Yeah. This is going to be a huge blockbuster 4th of July weekend. Or no, it's the weekend after 4th of July.
Okay,
It's the 8th. Comes out on the 8th.
can't wait.
Well, there you go.
It's going to be
Yeah.
a huge week.
We just have a multiverse between then, right?
Yes.
That's coming up soon.
Yeah.
It's
That's 2 weeks.
2 weeks away.
May 6th. May 6th.
Oh man, yeah, I'm definitely getting away to watch that one.
Yeah,
of those days.
we got to hire a babysitter for that one, I think.
Oh, we could double head that, by the way. With the other thing we were talking about the day after, May 7th.
Oh yeah. That's true. We could.
We could.
Anyways,
Anyway, so yeah. Okay. Do we have anything else on the trailer?
I'm
We
very
got a lot to
happy
talk about.
with the fact that they made Guns N' Roses for me personally like excitable. I was like, I know the song.
it goes with the whole like tone of the whole
Yeah.
Taika Waititi Thor stuff, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
like very retro 80s esque.
It's very weird
Yeah.
because I've had Sweet Child of Mine in my head for like a couple weeks because it plays prominently in the first episode of Tokyo Vice.
Oh, okay.
It's also looks like we get Korg, who's going to stay throughout the whole
Yeah.
Well, oh yeah, of course. It's Taika Waititi.
Could they lock in Taika for that contract? I don't know.
Well, I don't know if they would have kept him with the Guardians or
No,
You know,
no. He's tied with Thor.
Knowing Taika Waititi, he always likes putting himself in his
Yeah.
movies. So.
Yeah.
yeah. I almost want I don't want to say it because it's not one of those things I want to see, but it kind of has to happen for me. I kind of want the Guardians to be like leave immediately.
It's
I
definitely-
don't want them in.
I get that vibe from this.
It feels like they're in the first and last 10 minutes
Yeah,
of the
something
movie.
like that.
And maybe not even the last.
I would say, well, if it was the last, I would say it sets up Guardians 3.
Oh, you know what? It probably does.
Because, like,
So-
why not?
or even the first. Just tell us
No,
where
but
you're
I'm
going.
I'm saying, like, post-credit scene is the Guardians.
Okay.
That's what I'm going at.
That's where
I'm
you're
going to stick with first and last 10.
All right.
Little
Yeah,
U
post-
shape.
I'm
Post-credits.
feeling like they're probably in half of the first act, and that's it. I don't think they come back.
So is Christian Bale's character the one they tease in the credits of the first Thor? I mean, not Ragnarok.
No.
That's a different guy.
Yeah.
That's Eric something, right?
Oh,
trying to
Adam
remember.
Warlock.
Adam Warlock. Oh, and Guardians 2?
Oh no, Guardians 2. You're right.
Adam Warlock is the guy in the cocoon.
Okay, never mind then.
And that's going to be the dude from...
Stuff.
It's the guy with the weird eyebrows.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Adrian Brody.
That's the guy with the nose. No,
He got swole,
he was
too.
That's the guy with the weird eyebrows.
Oh my god, he was in that weird cult movie, like Midsommar. He was
That is
also
awful
in
movie.
Bandersnatch on Netflix. Oh my god,
The
what
guy
a-
was in Midsommar.
yeah, the actor. How am I the only one here?
No, I know who you're talking
But that
about.
dude
I
was
just
just
can't-
generic. I don't.
He's
The one who was the boyfriend.
the guy who pees on the tree.
Oh, Will Poulter.
Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. He's
Oh,
in
yeah.
the not the Hunger Games, the Maze Runner.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, he is.
Okay. Really. Okay.
We're the Millers.
So, you want to talk about sci-fi real quick?
Sure.
Little.
Sure.
I don't know if anyone else besides Chris and me watched this one. It's called Outer Range.
I watched it.
Oh, Sam watched it. Nice.
Yeah.
On Amazon. Very much the vibes of like, hey, guys, we know Yellowstone is super popular. You guys want to watch something that's kind of like that?
That's what I was thinking.
This
Yeah.
one, which takes place in Wyoming, not Montana, though the other one's called Yellowstone.
Totally different.
Yeah, totally different. Josh Brolin's in it. He has nothing to do with the Taylor Sheridan universe or anything like that. Yeah, wasn't in Sicario twice. Anyway, no, this show though, like at its surface level, is kind of like exactly like the kind of show I would love. And well, having watched it, kind of into it. Not gonna lie, it's about Josh Brolin who, you know, the whole the West is dying. The
Yeah,
little
very
guy.
like stock standard modern Western kind
Right.
of story. You know, and like I'm gonna be honest, the whole like Western, like modern Western thing was kind of losing me. I'm like, this is a little like boring and stuff. And then there's a hole.
Yeah. There's a void. There, he goes out of his way to remind us that there is a void multiple times. Yeah, so it's really just Josh and this happens in the first episode, can't be legally not allowed to be a spoiler. That there's just a giant fucking hole in his
And it's
pasture.
a really creepy hole.
Yeah, he can't see the bottom of it.
Like the dust is like collecting
Floating
on
on
the
it,
top,
yeah.
and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's when did we see the buffalo? Was that the first time he goes
It's
out
right-
there?
No, it's in the opening scenes of the show.
well,
It's
yeah,
a
we get those
buffalo
like
head.
little clips and stuff.
Right.
But
Well, wasn't there a buffalo with arrows in it?
yeah, that was like
once
I think the
once he
first time.
sticks his
Okay.
hands in the
Yeah, I
first
think when he
time,
sticks
yeah.
his hand in.
Yeah.
up.
It's a very strange show. Also, sort of going on in the background of this is this rival family is moving in on him. Patriarch is played by Will Patton, who's also on Yellowstone, and is just like perfect. Like there's a scene very early on where he's just like talking to a dead buffalo and doing this soliloquy, and like I put it on during breakfast, and I like shut it off at that point, being like, okay, this show demands my full attention.
Like, it's not even like a soliloquy. It's like him grunting at it too.
Yeah, there's a lot of like a lot of this show is like tough talking and yelling at God. There's really like no in between, and there's just a lot of like very long monologues, and that part's like a little like okay, but like another part of me kind of just loves that too.
Like,
it's like kind of dumb.
The show has this habit of like kind of like losing me for a bit, and then it just has one scene that pulls me back in.
Yeah,
Like
Wait, well,
especially
okay,
the second episode.
The second episode towards the end, right?
I mean, like,
that's the
oh yeah,
one
the
that-
end.
the very end.
The very end definitely pulled me back in, but like,
Which I don't know if do we want to say what happened at that point, or
I mean, we have nothing really much to say about it.
yeah,
But like,
No.
just one of those great like, and you know, it gets to the point with some of these mystery box shows where you're like, okay, what are they going to show me that I haven't seen? And truthfully, this isn't like totally new, but
Yeah.
man, it really still grabs you.
yeah,
Yeah.
But, like-
so they let this is the scenario where you bit the hook in the beginning, and then you're just kind of running along. And like the final 2 minutes of that episode, this is the fisherman just pulling that hook right down
Yeah,
your throat,
right.
and you are getting stuck on it.
in that second episode, it had like two moments that like pulled me back in. The first one was that whole like monologue by the rival patriarch about like the erotic pictures.
Erotic
Oh,
Thanks.
that dude! I was trying to place where I heard that from, and now I know. Yeah, he gets
he
into
just gives
erotic
this whole
art.
speech about it's like I tried getting these erotic pictures because I just wanted to feel something. It turned out it's the stuff I couldn't see. It's just like
Yeah.
comes out of nowhere
Yeah, I know.
and it's amazing.
It really is. Like,
like-
it's,
Yeah, and then the second one was the prayer.
yeah.
Where he's just yelling at God the whole time. It's just like, I don't fucking know what's going on. Just tell me.
There is a void. I love how like the daughter, his granddaughter, just walks in like right at the end and doesn't even hear it. Yeah. Oh man.
What like those
Or
those,
like at
those
the end where it's like, pass the fucking potatoes.
yeah, that's right, the potatoes.
It's good,
what
dude. I'm definitely like hooked by it.
Yeah.
What
I don't
did
know if
you
I'm gonna
guys-
finish it, but
What did you guys think of? So this is the thing that was losing me, and I'm still not fully committed to this yet. The like not who done it, but that kind of let's try and hide the crime type thing. Like I don't care for that. I feel like we've
Yeah.
seen it hundreds of times. And
Yeah.
I just move on. I don't care.
I think
don't-
it's really, yeah, I think it's just going to be the sort of thing of like a show like this will have like a supernatural element and then some like crisis in the actual world, so to speak, or like the real world.
Yeah, something to give this whole thing like some kind of structure.
Right. And like just raise the stakes and just generally like set some kind of clock. Like, you know, somebody's clearly going to know more about this cover up at some point. And plus then there's the stuff with his, the sense I got, what is it? It's not his daughter. It's like his son's or
Wife.
his his
I
daughter.
couldn't, I couldn't quite tell.
Because
if
I
it
think
was-
they're two brothers. So
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
they're two.
I don't think
brothers.
Wyoming's that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so his daughter-in-law is like just disappeared like
Yeah.
6 months ago, and they haven't.
Or
they,
9, I think. they
Yeah, essentially they've given up like looking for
said. Yeah,
her.
the FBI gave up. Or they moved it down priority.
Right.
Did you guys make the connection when the wife asked like who shot you, and he's just like, oh, Luke, one of the other boys did.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of nonchalant. I didn't even think about it, and I didn't even realize like, wait, he got shot somewhere.
Yeah, I remember seeing that and I was like, maybe I just missed that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I guess you sort of think like maybe did he get shot in that chase?
Yeah, like I didn't remember that.
Am I just like conflating this with No Country for Old Men again? Like I don't know. Yeah, then when Anton Chigurh came out of the void. Yeah, it's. I feel like the only sort of problem, or not problem I foresee, but like possible issue is the like, okay, I really want to know about what the void is, and I don't. All the other stuff is like,
Yeah,
sort
like
of
the stock
secondary.
standard like modern Western stuff just isn't.
And it's
hooking me.
almost like too on the nose. Some of the other stuff, like I almost think like maybe that's actually like a reason for that. Like it's
yeah.
almost a little too
like
cliche.
Kind of the whole point is like, what if we just take this weird thing and put it in a cliche plot,
Right.
and just see what happens?
Yeah. And then our like 2-minute scene at the end which first off, I love the scene when he's like, "What does yellow mean to you?"
Yeah, where you're like, well, like I remember watching that, and I was like, these are kind of some random questions, but like I remember he was like, "Do you work for the government?" And I'm like, huh?
Yeah, or do you work for a mining operator? Which, like, again, is like kind of a generic, like the
it's-
big corporation's going to come in and take our farm.
Or like the government's
Yeah.
trying to keep track of me, but it was like a little like off center where it's like you never really establish any of that,
Right.
and then what happens at the end, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, this actually makes all sense to me.
Yeah. I want to. I might not feel this way, but like I really just want to see the next episode, which I
Yeah.
guess is tomorrow, or could be, depends when I want to go to bed, but might be waiting there. But okay, so I guess we're more or less in. It sounds like maybe not super, but like definitely like see where this goes for a little bit.
Yeah, I have to admit, I sat down to watch it today, knew nothing about the show.
Oh really? It
Like,
had,
I
it had
saw,
a
like,
crazy trailer.
Outer
yeah.
range, or like I think you guys originally sold it as like open range.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so it's just like a modern Western kind of thing. And then I read like the synopsis for the first one, and it's like he discovers a mystery. I'm like, oh, maybe it's
Yeah.
a mystery or something,
like a murder mystery or something.
Yeah,
like
and then
that.
like I kind of scrolled up, and you know how Amazon has like they
Yeah.
play a little trailer, and I saw the whole, and I'm like, oh, now I'm in.
Yeah. I think the typo hurt me because I didn't watch this.
give it a shot.
Yeah.
No,
I think-
based on what
yeah.
you guys have been saying, I'm
It's,
like, oh, I
it's
might
actually
like
a
this.
sci-fi show.
So, like, I didn't know it was a sci-fi show, and then when you were like, oh, never mind, it's Outer Range, I'm like, all right, still Western. Like, I don't care. Like, no one's told me it was a sci-fi show here. I don't go on.
Well,
Prime
it's
all that
very
often.
it's very like lightly. I might have shot the trailer out, but like no, I wouldn't have expected you to know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
this
why
is-
I was like, I don't care. And the fact that like Chris and Sam didn't really say much about it, I was like, I guess no one's watching this. It's just
Well,
one
this
of those
is-
Taylor Sheridan shows or whatever.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no.
Nowhere.
No, I know.
This
I
is-
know that now.
This is a show that's either gonna, like, I'm gonna fall out next
Yeah,
episode, or it's
if we-
really just gonna sink me in the whole
So
way.
like a typical Prime show.
If it leans into like the modern Western stuff, I think I'm out. But if it leans into the more whole related stuff, I'm back.
Yeah.
I also just really like the whole like Kronos monologue.
The what?
The Kronos monologue.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like, wait, is this like, are we getting into Greek mythology?
Oh,
here?
that was incredible. And they dropped that like the first like minute of
Yeah.
it, and I'm like, oh, this is fucking great. First off, I just love Brolin too. Like he's just like, especially like just him being a cowboy in Wyoming. It's like it could the whole could never even show up, and that would be like my favorite show. So anyway, okay.
Also the weird whale sounds.
Wow, I didn't catch that.
There was a whole
like,
bunch of
like during the
sounds.
flashback.
No,
Or
like
the
when
cut
before he
or
finds the
whatever?
hole, when he's
Yeah.
hearing the stuff.
Oh,
it
yeah.
kind of sounds like a whale.
Oh,
I was
that
getting
what that
weird
was?
lighthouse vibes from that.
yeah. Well, we will talk more about the whole once Sean's watched it.
Yes.
And maybe have some more info. So
keep tune in next time.
The
for more
hole or the
talk.
void or whatever you want.
No,
Does it look like,
let's do it. This is
There's
a
a
couple
void.
weeks.
Well,
this is okay.
this tomorrow. The next 2 episodes drop, so it looks like they're doing
okay.
2 episodes at a time.
Yeah, HBO's been doing this too, where they do. So Tokyo Vice, they've done 3, 2, 2, and then another show they did that too, which is like an interesting schedule. I do like getting multiple
Me too.
to start, especially if it's a brand new
Yes,
series.
yes. Like, what's the thing that's gonna make me want to watch
Yeah,
this?
give me a vibe.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
They've-
the pilot episode, like I almost kind of like hate pilots at this point because they have
Yeah.
to like do so much and they have like a lot of the same tropes.
Yep.
This one unfortunately did the same thing that like at the moment is the like where the first thing they show you is like halfway through the episode or at the end of the
Oh,
episode and they
yeah.
flash back and it's like I kind of
It's been done.
it's
not
not
unique.
even like that it's been done. It's just that like almost all of them I feel like do that. Like
Yeah.
almost none are just like, oh
This-
yeah, we're just gonna tell a story.
But then how it actually ends is
Right.
like, oh,
I'm curious whether or not it's like a test case where, if say HBO is tracking their viewers, the Westworld was released every week, and what if they see that their numbers have dropped from, episode 6 to 10? So that means that every week isn't enough. Where if they release 2 episodes, out of 10, if they release 2, 3,
There won't
2,
be-
whatever
yeah.
it is, there won't be as big of a drop as.
or what it could be is they're trying to early on see if they got a hit here.
Right.
Where it's like, okay, if you stick around for another episode, we know you're enjoying this.
Yeah.
That's
I
the crazy
think-
thing
but,
too.
like-
Is like they know like what scene you turned it off, or like 60% of the people who turned it off in the first 10 minutes did it during this scene, sort of thing. It's like this didn't work,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
which is
I mean,
crazy
finding-
that Netflix has that and still fucks up. But oh, sorry.
What would you? Well, what would you like? I'm just trying to think that. I mean, you already made it. You already paid for it. It's just releasing it, and I guess like who cares if it's a hit at that point? It's already out. If it's a hit, yeah, sure, maybe make another season, hype it up. But
Yeah, you might
I
be
don't know
like
if that would
advertising.
determine. Yeah, I don't know if that would determine your release dates. I think it's just. I would think it's more of a viewership thing if they release.
Yeah.
3 weeks, all 10 episodes within 4 weeks instead of 10 episodes over 10 weeks. People are more inclined to finish watching it.
I know
its
the
entirety that way.
the first show I noticed this was at Station 11 on HBO, and that show I thought it was actually going to be specific to this show because it had like sort of a dual timeline thing going, and it would be 1 week is like at this point in time, and then another one is like a flashback sort of episode. So it would be like you would get one episode of each timeline each week.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just something they're doing. Hulu does it now too. They drop 3 at once and then 1. So let's yeah. Anyway, all right. So we'll stick around with that. We're gonna I guess talk Moon Knight now.
Yeah,
right?
let's hop into Moon
Been
Knight.
a couple weeks.
Yeah, so we're at 4 episodes now.
4, yeah.
I think we talked about it after just the one. So anyways, this show, it, I would say first 2 episodes, I don't know how you guys felt like it was dragging its feet. Like there was something interesting there, but it was just like, I don't want to go. Like I don't want to deal with it yet. Like it's a secret. I'm not telling.
The problem with the show so far is there's no like
Hook.
je ne sais quoi. There's no like.
Can you explain what you mean?
There's no.
Did you mean by the way raison d'etre, reason for being?
Maybe that. I don't
Okay.
know. Just something untangible.
Yeah, it's
that
just a little bit off. Yeah.
but it's like
Yeah.
because it's like this feels like it's less than the sum of its parts.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
There's a bunch of interesting characters. Don't get me wrong, but like the way that it's going about very slowly.
Yeah.
Like trying to figure out what's going on when it's like kind of obvious what's going on. And it's just like, come on, episodes, just like this TV show needs to catch up with the audience.
I'm also like just in general, and this isn't even just a Marvel thing, but like doing all these like globe spanning shows that are like just clearly on like different sound stages, you know, like not really feeling like you're in the place.
I believe this was actually filmed in Egypt.
Yeah, I think it might have been Jordan. It was. but,
okay.
Yeah.
So, the
I
director.
don't think Americans are allowed in Egypt right now.
Well, luckily, the director
okay.
is, I believe, Egyptian. So,
Yeah.
because he said after watching Wonder Woman 84,
Yeah.
which is in
Yeah.
Egypt at one point, and he went, holy crap, I'm not doing that. He's like, I want to legit represent Egypt for what Egypt
He
is.
said he was like insulted by that movie.
Yeah. So like he went out of his way and he was like, no, I'm going to make this an Egyptian show. Like, so it feels legit and authentic and, you know, power to him. But like I said, the first 2 episodes, it just kind of dragged.
Yeah. The problem is like there's so many shows now that are trying to do the Lost thing and like Westworld where it's like a mystery box. I mean, look, the one we just talked about is
Right.
somewhat like that. But then like you have all these other shows that are like trying to set that up and are just trying to be deceptive.
Yeah.
Like really just for the point of like deception and just like trying to like suck you in for a couple extra episodes. You're right. I did get that sense, especially with like the Stevie thing. And,
Yeah.
you know, like once he actually like is the, I mean, at least like in the 3rd episode, it seems like I have not watched the 4th one, but you know,
Right.
guys talk
Yeah.
whatever. But in the 3rd episode, you know, the POV does sort of shift from Stevie to what I forget what's
Mark.
his name, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like a little bit more interesting to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Once Steve and Mark,
Once you start getting that
the back and forth,
between
they
the two.
understand that each other exist, and like, because I mean, even at the end of the first one, where you had like Mark in the mirror and be like, "Give me control," and he finally takes control, and he becomes Moon Knight.
which was a cool scene.
It was an awesome scene, and then you know you kind of don't get much for a bit, but either way. But the third episode, I definitely feel like this show starts heading in the direction that you kind of want it to be, where they end up going to Egypt, and you know it's more, you know, like I
You get another cool fight scene too.
yeah,
in the
you had
third
some
episode.
cool fight scenes, but you also are introduced to the gods, which are the gods' avatars, which is
Thank God we don't linger
nice.
on that though.
No, but it's nice.
I don't want to
world
linger
building.
on that.
It's nice world building that we've got that going on.
At least an explanation what the hell's going on with all these
Exactly.
Egyptians.
Yeah.
It just reminds me a little bit like we were getting a little bit too much eternally, so I just wanted to try and get away from that.
So, so the third episode, you know, dealt with, I mean, heavy on the Khonshu stuff and like who Khonshu is, why he's doing what he's doing and whatnot, and like the avatars, explaining what the avatars are, kind of thing, and not really explaining why Mark/Steve are there. Like why they're Khonshu's avatars, but you get an understanding on why Mark pushed his ex-wife away
Yeah.
because Khonshu wants her as his
I mean,
avatar.
you explained that in the second
Was that the
episode.
second episode that they
Yeah.
explain it?
Yeah,
But
that was
he
one
ta-
of the first or second ones.
Yeah, I thought that was the third, but either way, then the fourth episode felt very The Mummy / National Treasure to me.
Dude, it was kind of horror-y. It
At
had a
times,
good sense
like-
of horror too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got some horror elements there with like especially like whatever those guardians were.
Yeah, that's why I said The Mummy. It felt very like
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser's The Mummy.
Especially with the
Yeah, the
I
clicking
can't,
and
I
stuff.
can't even do it, but
Yeah, no, they were freaky because you're like, what is that thing?
You don't truly get a clear picture
No.
either, too. So
Even when
that's good.
the his ex-wife is attacked by one, and like they focus on it, you're like, I still don't know what that thing looks like. Like what? It's not because the lighting was bad.
it's just black on black.
Yeah, it was just weird looking.
Whatever,
and it was
man,
nice.
that led to it, that helped
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, and
Definitely was creepy.
I really enjoyed this episode. Like I said, it was very action packed.
Fourth episode picked up a bit, and
Yeah.
like I'm gonna say, most of the episode, I don't know if it pulled me back in. And then the end happened.
Yeah, well, I like the change of pace where now it's like, going into tombs and
Yeah,
tomb raiding.
But my whole thing was like, I don't know if this is enough to keep me going.
Right, and then he gets shot,
And then he gets
dies.
shot. And
and then you go down a whole Legion road.
Yeah,
And
then
And
it
then
goes
just like,
bat-
let's just go for the ride.
yeah,
and then we just are like, oh, he's in a mental
yeah.
hospital.
Then after he gets shot, that's when like
Oh, spoilers, by the way.
yeah he gets shot and he dies. But
Maybe, or
so
maybe not.
once that starts with the mental hospital, that's like somebody watching, like the director watching WandaVision, and somebody being like, "This is a crazy show," and he's like, "Here, hold my beer," and it's just like, what is going on now? So
Where
Are
like we
those,
get
were those people in the mental hospital all like the characters from?
yes, yes,
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
So,
Okay, I
you
was-
know
those are
I
all
thought
the
I was
avatars?
thinking about
no,
that.
no, those
No,
are
no,
like
no,
all,
just-
all the members of the cult.
Yeah.
His
Oh.
ex-wife is there.
Yeah. So you know the guy with
Oh.
the big guy with the beard?
Yeah,
he's the guy who gets like
the police officer.
dissected. No, that
he was the police
that was the
officer,
police,
that,
yeah.
and then he got
yeah, then-
dissected.
yeah,
And
okay,
then
yeah.
now he's a warden.
Right.
Warden.
Yeah.
Orderly.
Orderly.
Well,
But yeah, like it just goes batshit crazy. Mark and Steven are
Don't
on,
say the end. Don't say the end. Don't spoil it for John because it's too
okay.
good. It's too good.
I mean, you kind of did, but
no. The last thing he's saying the last thing. Oh yeah, you kind of did.
Yeah, but I mean, come on.
But yeah,
It's
so
different.
Mark and Steven are working together. They're both separate entities right now.
I don't know why, but I
Wait, so it's like bizarre. So it's like opposite. Oh shit! What's the name of that Leo movie?
Shutter Island.
Shutter
Yeah.
Island. So it's like opposite Shutter Island.
I guess. Yeah. Where
Yeah.
It's like now. Yeah. But like
And
there's,
like,
there's sarcophagus.
Ethan Hawke's character is now
He's the doctor.
the
He's
doctor.
the Mark Ruffalo.
No, he was it who's the guy in charge of the
Oh,
Ethan
Dance?
Hawke.
no,
who's-
oh god, Kingsley, Sir Ben Kingsley.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
in,
yeah.
Oh wait,
no.
Shutter Island.
Yeah, Shutter Island, yeah. No, that's what I was talking
okay,
about. That.
all right.
Yeah, you were on the same wave.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah, so but yeah, it just goes down an insane path.
But like they also like show a bunch of like things you could be like, oh, he just like took it from that.
Yeah.
And like maybe this is real.
Right.
But it doesn't feel real.
But like all the rooms
And they-
in the mental hospital have the sarcophagi in them.
But like that's after he escapes, and you almost feel like, wait, is he just having another episode
Yeah,
here?
so-
Like, what's going? Because like I knew one of like the like trend lines with Moon Knight was, is he an actual superhero or is he just crazy?
yes, yeah,
And like, I kind of feel where it's like, yeah, Disney wouldn't do that.
but
I kind of want them to like lead into this where it's like, oh, everything you just saw was just in his head,
Yeah.
but at the same time lean into, but maybe he is a superhero.
yeah, it's just oh man, like the way this fourth episode ends, it just
I weirdly got feels when Mark and Steven hug.
and they're like hugging.
They're like, what was the last thing you remember?
Yeah. Oh man, this show goes so.
We
batshit
also
crazy.
get
I
vibes
love
that
it.
there is another.
Yes.
in
Well,
there.
we see that in the third episode.
The third episode
Yeah.
where he stabs someone, and
Right.
in the fourth
yeah.
episode, there's another sarcophagus
with something
that
in it.
something is banging around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, like Ethan Hawke's character said in the first episode, there is chaos in you, and it's 100% true. Like that's the thing with Mark Spector is he's just got like he has DID, but like at the same time, like it's like worse than that.
Yeah.
Like he's just
So like, I'm back in. Like,
yeah. Okay.
as
good.
as soon as that twist, like
Yeah.
at the end where he gets shot, and then all of a sudden he's in a mental hospital.
Yeah.
and
That's that definitely is going to do it for me. I'll tell you that much. I will go home and watch those
yeah,
right now.
definitely
And-
watch
and
that fourth episode.
the last shot is definitely where
Okay.
it's
oh
like,
yeah.
okay, well, so we're just doing this now.
Yeah,
All
Okay.
right.
All right.
Yeah. There's 2 episodes left too, so it's
Oh, that's right. I always get so thrown off that these are only ever like 6 episodes.
Yeah, ever since.
well. This I
Falcon.
think is the shortest one, right?
Yeah, this was
Loki.
a short episode.
No.
Loki-
Episode
How many
count.
episodes?
Episode count.
That was
yeah.
all about the same.
Yeah, Loki I think was 6 as well.
What was WandaVision? Like 7?
8.
7 or 8. Yeah.
But some of those were like like a very crisp 30 minutes too.
Oh
so.
yeah. Those were self-contained like actual episodes of TV.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's two episodes left, and then we get
Good.
Doctor Strange the following week.
Good.
Oh,
that
wow.
week we get Doctor Strange. So next week is 5, right? And then the following
Yeah.
week is 6, and then
6,
Doctor
and then
Strange
Doctor
is,
Strange.
literally
Oh,
a day and a
man.
half later.
Yeah,
I
maybe
can't
maybe
wait.
we lead into that. Maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
who's gonna be the cameo?
Who's to say it's not going to? You know.
Well, speaking of like, okay, which place is the real one? Do you guys remember them ever mentioning anything from the other movies or TV shows?
No,
or
and that's been a
anything?
big thing.
Yeah. Where it's like leading me into, oh, what if this is all in his head?
Yeah.
Because they haven't mentioned anything.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Oh man.
But like, at the same time, I'm like, but they wouldn't do that.
I think that's. Thank goodness this was episode 4 did this because it makes you start questioning everything.
Yeah.
And you like kind of hope like that it's one thing, but it's probably going to be the other thing. But the fact that you're thinking about maybe it is all in his head.
Like, I don't think so, but like maybe.
But the fact that you're thinking about it, it's doing its job.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I cannot wait for the next 2 episodes because there's a lot that needs to go on before this is all wrapped up, I assume. There are no current plans on this getting a second season. So I don't.
But you never know. I mean, they could probably just say like if there's a doubt to it, they'll just announce it as soon as it's done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
Yeah, maybe we
Feel
can
like they've
fold
done
them
it.
into the movies.
They're definitely big enough names. I mean,
Yeah.
if like you can't find a movie for Oscar Isaac, like you know. But all right. Well, I guess that's any other Moon Knight thoughts.
no,
Okay.
John, just go home and watch it.
I'll be there, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go that and then open and then outer range and then
Yeah.
I don't know, fall into the void. Well, if you like that episode, look us up on Facebook, also on Twitter for some reason. You can,
John, you're doing a bang up job keeping track of our Twitter.
yeah. I'll. You know what? I'm just gonna start just throwing it out there.
All right.
Just some.
You're
hot
the only
takes.
one who uses
Just
who's actually
bombard
on
it.
Twitter. So
Yeah, I think we should start. I gotta start doing the movie critic.
I'm gonna start.
Metacritic stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna start getting on some trends, some
All right.
some hashtags.
There we
Try to
go.
get us some buzz. Anyway, like and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Stitcher, and Spotify. Any of those places, and YouTube. Don't forget our YouTube.
Cannot forget that.
And until next time,
Bye.
Adios.